How does a troubled child become a cold-blooded killer? The story of Daniel LaPlante is one of abuse, mental illness, and unimaginable violence, a chilling reminder of the consequences of unchecked trauma and the complexities of the justice system. The name Daniel LaPlante is synonymous with one of the most horrifying crimes in Massachusetts history. Born into a fractured family and subjected to years of abuse, LaPlante's descent into violence culminated in the brutal murders of a young mother and her 2 children in 1987. This video delves into LaPlante's early life, the events leading up to the murders, and the judicial process that followed. Through this exploration, we aim to understand how a troubled boy became a remorseless killer and examine the legal and moral questions surrounding his case. Daniel LaPlante was born on May 15, 1970, in Townsend, Massachusetts. His parents' divorce and his mother's subsequent remarriage set the stage for a tumultuous upbringing. LaPlante claimed to have suffered sexual and psychological abuse at the hands of his father, stepfather, and even a psychiatrist. These allegations, though never fully substantiated, paint a picture of a deeply troubled childhood. LaPlante struggled academically and socially. Diagnosed with dyslexia, learning disabilities, and attention deficit disorder, he was often described as a loner. Classmates and neighbors recalled him as creepy and disturbed, and his erratic behavior led to multiple encounters with law enforcement. By his teenage years, LaPlante's actions grew increasingly alarming. In one incident, he hid in the walls of a 15-year-old girl's home after she rejected his advances, leading to his arrest. By October 1987, LaPlante's behavior had escalated to burglary and theft. Living with his mother and stepfather, he began breaking into homes in his neighborhood, stealing money and firearms. When his stepfather discovered a stolen gun in LaPlante's laundry basket, the teenager claimed he had purchased it. This lie was just the beginning of a series of events that would end in tragedy. On December 1, 1987, LaPlante entered the home of Priscilla Gustafson, a pregnant nursery school teacher. What followed was a crime of unspeakable brutality. LaPlante raped Priscilla and shot her multiple times at point-blank range. He then drowned her 2 children, 7-year-old Abigail and 5-year-old William, in separate bathrooms. The sheer cruelty of the murders shocked the community and left investigators scrambling for answers. LaPlante's arrest was as dramatic as the crimes he committed. After being questioned by police, he fled his home, leading authorities on a manhunt involving helicopters and police dogs. He stole a van, briefly took its owner hostage, and was eventually apprehended in a lumberyard after threatening the owner with a gun. LaPlante's capture brought a temporary sense of relief to a community reeling from the horror of the Gustafson murders. In 1988, LaPlante was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. The evidence against him was overwhelming. Stolen items from the Gustafson home were found in his possession, and forensic analysis linked him to the crime scene through fibers, gunshot residue, and DNA. However, LaPlante's case took a controversial turn in 2017 when he requested a reduction in his sentence. Citing a new law allowing juveniles convicted of murder to seek parole after 30 years, LaPlante argued for a chance at rehabilitation. The judge denied his request, citing a forensic psychiatrist's evaluation that LaPlante showed no remorse for his crimes. Today, he remains incarcerated at MCI Norfolk, serving his life sentences. LaPlante's case raises difficult questions about the intersection of mental illness, trauma, and justice. Was his violent behavior the result of years of abuse and untreated mental health issues? Could early intervention have prevented the tragedy? And should someone who commits such heinous crimes ever be given a second chance? While the legal system has spoken, the moral and ethical debates continue. LaPlante's story serves as a stark reminder of the importance of addressing mental health and providing support to at-risk individuals before it's too late. The case of Daniel LaPlante is a harrowing tale of how trauma and neglect can spiral into unimaginable violence. It challenges us to confront the complexities of human behavior and the limits of the justice system. As we reflect on this tragedy, we must ask ourselves, how can we prevent such horrors in the future? The answer lies in understanding, compassion, and a commitment to addressing the root causes of violence before they escalate. Daniel LaPlante's story is not just a crime, it's a cautionary tale,